the Regional Environmental Program. What they're doing is they're integrating the meteorological forecasting with the mobile phone system. So, for example, for the most recent flood in Fiji, the tropical depression, we all received notices of the heavy rain coming on our cell phones. And that really provides good reassurance. And where there is a cell phone network, which is in much of the Pacific, that's an important way forward. And the EU has recently funded development of some of the cell phone networks for the outer islands where it's not financially viable to develop them where it's not financially profitable to develop a cell phone network without some subsidy. The most effective way right now of getting the word out is by radio. So this is a region where radio is still a very effective means of communication because they're battery powered. They don't require an electrical grid like a TV requires an electrical grid or at least a functioning generator. Radios are really the most effective way right now. Well, throughout the region, the real challenge is being able to just meet all of the fiduciary requirements for accessing climate finance, whether it's the Adaptation Fund, the Green Climate Fund, we've just had SPREP become a regional implementing entity, and we have no countries that have yet met the requirements to be national implementing entities. They're trying to build that capacity, but it's still one of the areas where we need substantial improvement. Much of the knowledge that we're building about climate change in the Pacific comes from this collaborative knowledge building. It's really, the students come from the villages and they bring the knowledge of the village back to us to say how far the villages are having to relocate their homes to be able to deal with the coastal inundation that's coming in. They tell us how much of the coastline has eroded away. What are the challenges that their grandfathers or their grandmothers are facing as they try to cope with climate change? And I focus on the elders because the elders are often the best integrators of the timeline, that they've lived there for the longest time. They know how things are changing more than the young people. But that knowledge, without the intermediaries of our students, those people that can convey the urgency of what we're facing, we may miss the opportunity to have the knowledge transferred from the elders to the young people. But we need that collaboration to be able to build a resilient future. Someone told me, you know, our struggle of working in the communities on now, one of the islands where one of my colleagues works, there are 13 villages on that island, are developing confidence. Developing confidence that they actually know how to find solutions. And I realized that that also applied to our students and that we had to find some ways of supporting them to build that confidence, that they walk away with presentation skills, some negotiation skills, and confidence in their ability to do things.